Welcome to Dr. Jester Rants, and this time I actually have my microphone on. Yeah, I recorded a video yesterday in which that I kind of, muted myself due to the stuff that I was saying, and I did not realize it was muted. Wonderful, isn't it? This time I actually see the little light here, and it's solid red, which means you're getting my full, beautiful, sexy voice. Is it? Yes, it is, actually. I see the little bars moving here on Streamlabs, OBS thingy. Anyway, now back to the subject. Yes! Now the hit pieces are finally hitting. Finally coming. I knew it was going to come. I said it yesterday, but I was muted, so you didn't hear it. But the hit pieces are finally here. I was wondering when it was going to show up. It took a while, to be honest. I thought this thing would be ready by Monday this week, like the last Monday, not today. So I am literally quite surprised. Honestly, the way these people are, I'm more surprised we didn't get hit with it on Friday. I mean, these ultra-far leftists, they barely do anything in their lives. They just sit there, fart around, and write hit pieces complaining about gamers and all of those things, despite them being actual games journalists. Anyway, let's go and read this one, or at least I'm going just to give the very superficial reading, because I don't think my brain can actually handle this stupidity here on Kotaku, which is one of the worst websites you could possibly get into. It's kind of like getting an STD, but for a computer. And your eyes and brains. Kind of like one of the worst internet websites, which would be pretty close to Reset Era, really. Reset Era, Kotaku, Polygon. As it turns out, it's also part of... Okay. Well, anyway. Sweets Baby Inc. doesn't do what some gamers think it does. Well, actually, technically, it does. They are actually a consulting firm, according to their website, and you can actually check on what games they have worked on. They actually show some of them on their projects page, and they actually say exactly what they have worked on. From script writing to dialogue. Sometimes it seems they do voice work. Apparently, I'm not sure. At least it seems to allude to. And they do a lot of things in there that it leads to like a poisoned apple. Well, anyway, let's continue here. Sweets Baby Inc. is not the largest narrative design company in games industry, nor is it solely responsible for characters and stories in recent high-profile releases like Alan Wake, God of War, Ragnarok, and Suicide Squad. But good luck telling some gamers that. Late last month, one of the game's consultants discovered a Steam group dedicated to detecting games that Sweet Baby Inc. has worked on. The purpose to encourage people to avoid this game because the group had seen SPI pushing a woke agenda by working towards greater diversity and equity and inclusion. This team now has more than 100,000 followers. Oh yes, definitely way more than 100,000 followers. I mean, let's take a look. Almost 200,000? 190,888 followers. So they could have put at least over 180,000 followers? Well, anyway, but if you're going to go and talk about the group itself, in which it's kind of like a forum, a Steam forum, that is sitting currently right now at 71,781 at the time of recording. I saved this. Anyway, moving on. Right. on its own Discord that boasts nearly 2,000 members, but this ire against Sweet Baby Inc. and DIE initiative in general is a no. Oh, really? Well, let me do it this way. If you actually think that just because Sweet Baby Inc. did some consulting with some character barks, barks is a slang on the recording industry in which a character or an NPC keeps repeating the same line over and over again when you realize an action or something. It's kind of like, no can do, can't do that, not possible, no can do, can't do that, not possible, over and over again. It's very common also on strategy games where you select a unit and you command it. Eventually you end up hearing the same bark over and over. So that's what it is. So even that, we really can't really be sure exactly what they made inside the game or the company, but kind of like you have to treat this, a game where Sweet Baby Inc. worked on, kind of like a gangrenous leg. You can try to treat it, but you're gonna have to amputate the leg. There's no way out. Especially with necrotitis fasciitis, which is the bacteria that starts eating and secreting a sort of acid, etc., which starts to dissolve your leg. So you don't have much of a choice, dude. It's going to be an amputation, and that's basically what we have here. It's not possible. It's going to have to be cut off. Hey, let's take an example of Walking Dead. When somebody gets bitten on the arm or leg, what do you have to do according to the show? Amputation. That's basically what it is. Even if Sweet Baby Inc., which is the walker, the zombie, the whatever, they do a little nibbling, you still have to go and amputate. Even though I still would like to... Okay, never mind, I'm digressing here. Right, so, continuing. The game industry has its fair share of struggles lately, from massive layoffs to wildly expensive games like Suicide Squad falling short of expectations. Yeah, wanna know why? Yeah, it's the Sweet Baby Inc. kiss of death. According to the loudest member of Sweet Baby Inc., Detective Disco, the company is directly responsible for those failures. Well, yeah, kind of like I told you. It's like you pick up an apple. More than half of it is rotten. What do? I'm not going to start trying to pick little holes in that. I'm going to just throw it away. I'm at least not living in Venezuela yet. But we are heading there. So I may end up having to consider on that one to start picking little parts that are still good in the apple to eat. But anyway, so moving on. Oh, no, before I go on, here's a trailer. Yeah, back, baby. Yeah. Right, anyway. So, here it is, one of the arguments. They said that one of the reasons why, some gamers said that the reasons why Saga Anderson is black on Alan Wake 2 was because of Sweet Baby Inc. And then somebody like, I don't know, that worked, game director, said that it's not true, but let me put it this way. Considering that it was a literal race swap, I am not gonna believe much of his words, especially because the game Alan Wake was not that successful. They still have not broken even, according to some articles. But anyway, here it is, how triggered they got. They actually get triggered by this. Embrace tradition, showing the Stellar Blade, I think it is, the upcoming PS5 game. I wish it would come out at the same time on the computer. But anyway, and the Reject Modernity, which is literally the same character over and over again, with very little difference. And they're triggered over it. But, as like I said, it's a hit piece, and it keeps coming. Here is one, the gamer, going after Alan Wake 2 for being woke really gives the game away. But this, if you really think it's about Alan Wake, no. It's actually about Sweet Baby Inc. and the Steam Curator. It's on the second paragraph, very clearly there. Right, here. If you're not already aware of the discourse, first of all, I'm sorry for exposing you to this flavor online brain rot. How dare anybody believe anything different than me? I'll keep this explanation as brief as possible. Sweet Baby Inc., Canadian narrative development and consultation studio in Canada. God, Trudeau is a rot. It's the current target of Gamergate types that believe it's using DIE to ruin games. Essentially, the narrative is that the big studios like Insomniac, Sony Santa Monica, Remedy hires Sweet Baby Inc. as a consultant, and Sweet Baby Inc. encourages the studios to make the characters and stories more diverse, thus ruining them. Well, technically it is kind of like that, and especially because a certain leader or CEO, I think, I'm paraphrasing here right now, has come out to that they tend to use and is actually encouraging other people to use mafia-like tactics, like, you know, blackmail and things like that, allegedly. In which you go to the boss, and if they do not accept the narrative that you're trying to peddle, the ultra-far left narrative that you're trying to shove in, then you go onto the marketing and you tell them, hey, this is going to happen one way or the other, and here is the consequences if you don't. As someone who lives in Latin America, I can already tell you that's literally, quite literally very common around these parts. And let me put it this way, it's very easily recognizable, and this is mafia tactics. It's very simple. Anyway, as you can see, hit piece after hit piece after hit piece after hit piece. Well, you think that's about it? No! Let's go to the other side of the world, and now in Germany, from GameStar. One of the largest curators, Sweet Baby Inc. Detectives, is currently fomenting a huge hot campaign online. Oh, really? You'll tell me that? Well, that's not quite true, is it? I wonder how many more hit pieces are we going to get during this week, since it finally started to appear. I'm definitely wondering about that. I'm gonna start covering them this week and see where it goes. Alright? Well, on that goddamn fucking hell, have a great fucking night, and remember, fuck you, YouTube, and this time I actually remembered to actually check multiple times when my microphone is working.